The holidays are coming at us full speed ahead. And before we know it, this year is going to be over. Are you, like me, maybe feeling a little stressed? I know you, just like me, you've got all the things to do and all the people to do them for. And though I'm sure you enjoy your holidays just like I do, it's a lot of frickin' work. And it can be stressful. So what I do, when I'm feeling this stress, is I organize something. That's right, I organize something. Because organizing even the smallest space can help you to feel less anxiety, less stress. And it's super easy to do. Let me explain. Cluttered spaces, along with cluttered calendars, can make even the calmest of us feel stressed. Did you know that people report feeling their highest levels of stress and anxiety during the holidays, year after year? You might be surprised at how much more calm and centered you might feel by even organizing the smallest space. So let's choose a small space to get decluttered and organized today so we can create a little bit of calm for ourselves. I'm going to be working in this junk drawer in my kitchen. As you can see, it needs some help. This junk drawer here in my kitchen is the perfect project because it's relatively small, but it has a huge impact on my everyday life. So let's get started. Now I use the same process in any other space, whether I'm organizing my closet or my pantry, my laundry room, or even this, my junk drawer. And the first step is to simply clear it all out. But there's a trick to it. You need to be decluttering your things as you're clearing them out of the space. And this means as you take each thing out of the space, you decide, do I want to keep this or not? And if you don't, throw it away right now. Don't worry about even taking it to the next step if it's something you don't need and you don't want to keep. And for me, that means I have the garbage bin close by. The garbage bin is one of my most important decluttering tools. Now, while I'm decluttering this space, I'm grouping like with like. So I'm setting everything up on this countertop. This is a space that I'm gonna work in, and I'm grouping the tools with the tools and the batteries with the batteries. Group the like with the like things as you go, so that you don't have to worry about categorizing things later on in the process. You can see for the contents of my junk drawer, we do a lot of DIY home improvement. Just keep going, like with like, till you get it all cleared out. All right, step 2, after you've cleared out the space, is to clean it out. I don't want to put everything back in this drawer, even if it is organized, while it's still dirty. So I'm gonna grab some cleaning supplies and clean this out real quick. All right, so I naturally like to organize things. I know I'm a little bit of an organizing nerd, but I admit it and I don't mind it a bit. I'm a happy little organizing nerd. So I have some organizing things already in my garage because I like to pick them up when I see them on sale or something. So this is what I'm going with to organize my junk drawer today. So these things I had in the garage. So before I put anything back, I'm going to get my little organizing supplies set up. Now the third step to any decluttering and organizing project is to place all the things that are going to go back into the space. But this time I'm going to be certain to keep like with like together. So all the things, for instance, all the tools are going to stay together. But the secret to this step is to continue to declutter as you go. Just because my initial reaction was to keep one certain thing doesn't mean I have to stick with it. I'm going to reconsider every single thing I put back in this drawer as I put it back in the drawer and figure out if I really want to keep it or do I want to get rid of it after all. Giving yourself this second chance to declutter an item is really doing yourself a favor. This way you're much more intentional and mindful about the things that you keep in your space. Then these things that are left over, I'm keeping, but I'm not keeping in the junk drawer because I have a better place for them in my home where it makes more sense where they belong. The kitchen junk drawer, which I know probably every one of you has a junk drawer in their kitchen. If you don't, congratulations, I want to see what you do with all your stuff. But if you do, like me, have a junk drawer, no. The kitchen junk drawer is a fantastic place for an organizing and decluttering project because it has a huge impact on our lives. And that's because you're in your kitchen all the time. So having even a small organized space in a place that you spend so much time in just makes sense. I think this space in my kitchen has one of the greatest impacts in my everyday life. The only space that I would say has a greater impact in my everyday life is my closet. Now, knowing you have just even this small or a big organized space that is easy to work out of reduces the amount of stress or anxiety you might feel in your day. If you are feeling like everything else in your life is cluttered and out of control, you can always come back to your clean, organized space and feel a calm sense of control. Even if it is a false sense of control, because we're not really in control of very much in this world, but that doesn't matter. Because even a false sense of control that helps you feel calm and centered is a good feeling of calm and centered. For me, I really need the convenience of being able to find what I want to find when I need to find it in the first place that I look. It makes me feel better, and hopefully it makes you feel better too. I need to get to my garage. Now that I'm going back to working on all my holiday plans and doing all that stuff, I need to put my garage on the list because I need to get my garage under control for sure. Done. So remember, the steps to decluttering and organizing any collection or any space are the same no matter what space you're working in. First, clear out the space, but as you're clearing it out, group like items with like items, and feel free to go ahead and declutter the items you know you don't want to keep at that time. There's no point in going through them again if you know you don't want to keep it. The second step is to simply clean out the space. Make sure it's nice and clean before you put anything back in. And then the third and final step is to place the things you've decided you're going to keep back in the space in an organized way. And this just simply means like with like, so that you can find what you need when you need it, exactly where you want it to be. Now, in this third step, remember, you can still declutter. It's not too late. Just because you've decided to keep something in the first pass doesn't mean you need to keep it forever. You can totally let that go, and this is the time to do it. So you have all the permission you need in the world to declutter something, even if you've already decided to keep it, before you put it back into the space. And that's it. This easy 3-step system applies to all spaces, all the time, everywhere. You can even use this process to declutter your brain, your thoughts. If you want to see a video on that, let me know. Drop down to the comments below and let me know, and I will show you how I do a decluttering brain dump in the most easiest way you can imagine. That works for me every single time. Now, if you've made it to this point in the video, I'd like to say thank you. Thanks so much for hanging out for a few minutes. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel and you enjoy content around wardrobe, organization, planning, travel tips, all that kind of good stuff, please do consider hitting subscribe down below. Now, if you're not ready to subscribe, that's no problem. Know that you have an open invitation to come back and hang out anytime you like. So until I see you in the next video, bye y'all.